Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today, we're going to take a look at Fireball's Sio2 infused fusion wax. This was formulated to be a show wax, demonstrating high-end, super hydrophobic properties, and will give your painted surfaces a real bright, wet-looking shine. The two main ingredients amongst many are a BrazilianT1 carnauba and also Sio2. Included in the package, two application blocks, two scoops to scoop the wax out into the applicator blocks. The can of hard wax is in a nice burlap bag for show, of course, and also an instruction manual. The wax is formulated to deliver that super hydrophobic, high contact angle beading on the surface of your car, truck, or motorcycle. This behavior will take place after 2 hours of application and cure time. The wet look will appear in full force in about 6 hours, and you can see it's a hard wax. I'll demonstrate here how much, or maybe it's better to say how little is used out of the jar to apply on this Corvette here, the C7 Corvette. And we're going to apply to everything. All the painted surfaces in the door jambs, all the painted surfaces under the hood, in the trunk area. We're going to do the wheels, we're going to do headlights, tail lights, parking lights, absolutely everything. Once applied, it will need a full 24 hours of cure time before exposing to free-flowing water. And also, you can maintain it with two products that they offer. Their Ultimate Coating Wax, which I will show in future videos, and also something called the Tourbillon #1. They have Tourbillon #1, 2, and 3. I will explain that later as well. So instead of using the applicator blocks, I'm going to just use a plain old microfiber applicator. Scoop it in there, get a little bit on the applicator, get it onto the panel, spread it out in little circular motions, light circular motions, and then from there do the crisscross pattern, which once it's spread out. And that's to ensure a nice even layer of the Sio2 onto this hood here or whatever panel you're working on. So what size or how far do you want to go and apply this product before you come back and start to wipe it off? If you're in a nice, cool, shaded area, which they do recommend, you can apply it to the whole car and then come back to wipe it off. I like to do it to, say, a hood this size, half of that, apply it, then wipe it off, and move on. Wiping off, I normally have two towels when I deal with any type of Sio2 product. Doesn't matter if it's a professional coating, an Sio2 spray coating, or also an Sio2 infused wax. The first towel will just gently massage it even further into the panel and then buff to perfection with the second microfiber. What do I do with those microfibers afterwards? I have a bucket of warm water and about a ½ ounce of power clean there. I'm going to throw them directly in, and that really slows down the curing process within the towels so I can quickly throw them in the washer and get those washed and dried, and they still get downgraded to interior work, engine compartments, wheels, whatever. And here is the first person view so you have an idea of just how easy it is to use. That's basically it, as simple as that. I'm going to get it applied to the rest of the vehicle here. I'm not going to forget about the headlights, tail lights, exhaust tips, emblems, door jambs, and the wheels. And after use, this is all that we used, really. That jar will last you a long time. All right, so how did it make the car look? Well, I keep this thing super glossy. Did it diminish or take away from the gloss? Did it add the gloss? In my eyes, it didn't diminish. It didn't take away. It actually added depth and added to that dripping wet look. Onto the test panel, and just like the test panel, anything you apply it to, you want to give it a wash. You want to give it decontamination, clay, iron remover, and at least a one-step correction. Let's get some gloss meter readings before we apply the product in this little test area. Okay, just slightly above the mid-80s at 87. We'll write that down. Let's get it applied. No need to put it on any thicker than this. This is exactly what it should look like as you're spreading it out on the panel. It's why I don't use those two scoops. They get it too clumpy in one area and you're just laying down way too much in one concentrated area. This little applicator here, you could pick up 50 cents, 75 cents a piece, $1 a piece, wherever you look, is perfect for application. Okay, it's time to let it cure properly. It does mention that you will start to get that hydrophobic effect within 2 hours. Best, guys, to let it cure for 24 hours. And it's actually over 48 before I get back to it and start to test it. And I can immediately feel the increase in slickness. And as you can see by the block, it's a pretty big difference. What about the increase in gloss? We started somewhere around 87 GU, and we're now in the mid to upper 90s. Anything around 90, the common car owner will find super glossy. Those of us with the eye, 95 is just impressive, and anything in the high 90s nearing 100 is just super glossy and super impressive. Let's drag this panel outside. We'll remove the tape. We'll take a look at the rest of the characteristics of this wax. Well, it definitely is hydrophobic. Let's put it through the 10 wash test. The 10 wash test includes a bucket with 1 ounce of Car Pro Reset and 1 ounce of a strip wash. Obviously, breezed right through the 10 wash test. Kind of already outperformed what I thought it would. I thought maybe it would go 7, 8 washes, but well, it's still super hydrophobic. Let's move on to the traffic film test. This is a test that traffic film which comes from anything that can and will leak from the car down onto the roadways and then splash back up onto the surface of your car after a good rainfall. A bit overcast today, but I do like to let it set out and dwell on the panel for about 3. I can probably get 5 minutes today before rinsing off. And then I'll hit it with the alkaline cleaner, and then we'll go and hit it with the strip wash once again. So this ceramic wax gets hit with just about anything you can think of up and down the pH scale. I dry the test panel off in between rounds of the traffic film test, so the next round isn't diluted one bit with water. We'll let this dwell again, and we'll just repeat and rinse until I see this break down and it starts to sheet. So after 2 rounds, and that follows the 10 wash test, it starts to sheet more than bead. Still sheets very fast. The protection is still there. It's just whatever is included in this formula to make it super hydrophobic has broken down, but there's still plenty of protection there. And that brings us to the final thought segment of the video. The Fireball Fusion Wax blends the highest quality of carnauba with SiO2. What you're left with. All right, let's talk about the wax and its application. It's user-friendly, easy to apply, easy to wipe off, no problems there. Any hard wax is easy to work with. When it comes to durability, it well outpaced what I thought it would do. Actually, just 2 rounds short of Seal and Shine when it comes to the traffic film. Had no problem with the 10 wash test. For a wax, guys, this looks fantastic. Gives your car a dripping wet look that will last for months and months. So when it comes for a rating on this channel, this stuff is very impressive for a wax. Very impressive is the rating it gets. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.